Welcome to Gypsy Kitchen. My mom and I are going to show you how to make this beautiful goulash today. There are many types of goulash recipes, but this one is the Sinti Gypsy recipe, which is from Germany, so we hope you like it. So here's some of our ingredients. Things to remember about Gypsy Kitchen, at least in ours, is that there are no rules. We don't follow a recipe, we very rarely measure. So don't be surprised if we change this up a little, but we will put some information down below for you to follow. So one of the first things you're going to need is a really beautiful piece of chuck roast. Try to find a nice, as low fat as possible piece of chuck roast. Get a nice sharp knife, and you want to start heating your pot to medium high. You're going to need some bacon grease. If you don't already have some, you want to cook some bacon and just take that out and whatever grease is left behind. It's important for the flavor of this meat. Start cutting up your meat into cubes. Now you can buy meat that's already cut into stew meat cubes, but it's actually cheaper and you actually get a better cut of meat usually, and you can control the fat. As you can see, my mom is actually removing the fat here. We like to keep our meat low fat. Lightly coat your meat in flour before you brown it. That will help keep in the flavor and the moisture. It will also thicken up your gravy a little bit. Add your coated meat to the bacon grease and start browning it. The smell is amazing. Chop up one red onion. My mom is really good at chopping these onions. I'm not allowed to touch that knife because it is really sharp. Just doing that, I peeled the potatoes and I cut them up and put them into water for later. We add sweet peppers to our goulash. Red sweet peppers or also red bell peppers can work as well if you don't have those. My favorite part of the goulash is the garlic. Now, depending how much garlic you like, we like a lot, but you can really experiment with this depending on how much you're making. We use about maybe 4 or 5 cloves per pot of goulash, but this is really going to be up to your flavor. Chop it up and set it to the side. This part is optional. We've actually added this to our traditional recipe, which is red jalapeno peppers. We like to make our goulash a little spicy, so it's totally up to you if you'd like to add that in there or not. After you brown the meat, remove it to the side, and you're going to toss all the vegetables that you just chopped up, except for the garlic, into your pot. And you want to just kind of coat that in what's left from the meat that you just browned. You just want to go ahead and stir it up and get it nice and soften it a little bit. And then you'll add your garlic to that at the very end. You want to make sure you don't want to burn your garlic, so you want to make sure that's the last thing that you add. Now add your meat back in. Make a little space in the middle, and you're going to spoon in a couple of tablespoons roughly of your tomato paste. Start mixing it up a little bit. Now the next step is one of the very few things that we do measure, which is the water. You're going to add 4 cups of water to this mixture. And then start mixing it up. Oh my gosh, this smells so good if you could only smell this. So you want to make sure that while you're doing this that you're really scraping the bottom and getting all those drippings that were cooked down there below, because it's really going to add some major flavor to your gravy. Add some freshly ground pepper, and this can be up to you on how much you like. And some Mediterranean sea salt to taste. This is the secret, the Lipton beef onion soup. This makes a wonderful goulash gravy. So make sure you get that in there, stir it up, get it nice and blended in. And then the biggest part of the goulash, which is the paprika. You want 2 big tablespoons of paprika. Now reduce your goulash down to low to simmer it, cover it up, cook it for about an hour until the meat is nice and tender. Once that's done, you want to drain the water off your potatoes, and you're going to add that to your goulash. You're going to cover that, and you're going to cook it an additional 20 to 30 minutes, or until those potatoes are cooked all the way through. You'll know by the taste when your goulash is done. And there you go. It's beautiful, and I wish you could smell it. And I warned you before that gypsies love to throw food in that's not on the recipe. You can see my mom added green beans when I wasn't paying attention. And there you have Gypsy Goulash. I hope you like it. Feel free to ask questions in the comments below and like and subscribe if you want to see more.